Hey there, my name's Crypto. Lately, I've been really interested in LEGO's modular buildings. They're basically these individual structures that you can combine to create some really awesome city streets. I wanted to get some of them until I saw how much they cost. Since I'm not a billionaire, I thought it would be fun to see if I can build my own city street in Minecraft instead. So, let's get into it. The first building I'm constructing is going to be based off of this LEGO police station. I'm not going for an exact replica, but just trying to translate the general essence into my own creation. For my build palette, I'm mainly going to use sandstone, birch, regular stone, and white stained glass panes. In the LEGO build, there's also a very fitting donut shop to the left, so I decided to add that as well. Using orange and red wool, I was able to create an awning above the entrance. It works well because it contrasts with the light blue terracotta. If you don't know, contrasting colors are opposing segments of the color wheel, also known as complementary colors. I also added a small building to the right, but I won't talk a whole lot about it since I ended up removing it later on. With the main structure done, I went over everything again, making small changes and adding details to add some interest. I really love how the vine that's creeping down the wall came out. It adds a nice natural element and enhances the atmosphere that I'm looking for. Overall, I'm super happy with how the first part of our city has turned out. The next building is going to be a small cake shop with housing on the second floor. I'm basing it off of this LEGO house here. The build palette is mainly going to consist of warped planks for the first floor, calcite and diorite for the second floor, and bricks for the roof. I added an awning to this house as well, using smooth quartz and red sandstone, which is a really great combo. I'm really happy with the window designs on this build. I made the trim stick out one block so I could rest some flower pots on top of them. This helped add a lot more color to the build. I made a steep roof out of bricks, but I also mixed in a bit of granite to add some texture variation. To finish the house, I added a few small details like a table and a bell near the entrance. The last building is going to be the tallest, just to add some height variety. It's inspired by this real townhouse that I found on Google Images. I'm making it mostly out of jungle planks and stripped jungle wood, and I really like how the garden in the front came out as it really adds a nice pop of color. I was able to break up the lower window design using a double trapdoor trick, which kind of makes it look like vertical slabs. This helped create some thinner window designs which otherwise would not have been possible. From there, I added a bunch more windows to the second and third floor. And so it doesn't look too boring, I'm adding color in the form of flowers in front of all of the windows. I decided to use a pointed design for the roof, which allows for one additional window at the top. Going for a different roof design than all of the other buildings also adds some variety and interest to our city street. To make our city street feel complete, I'm going to add a sidewalk made out of stone bricks, as well as both regular and polished andesite. I took some inspiration from this post by WBC Builds for the sidewalk and road design. If you're interested in this kind of style, I definitely recommend checking him out. I also added some grass around the buildings as well. I thought it would be fun to add a couple trees around the buildings. I made them out of oak wood and azalea leaves. This was my first time using azalea leaves for a custom tree, and I really like the result, so it's something that I'm going to continue experimenting with in the future. I also mixed in a few of the flowering azalea leaves to add a nice pink color to the trees. And to finish our city street, I used moss carpet, grass, and ferns to blend the trees, road, and pathway together. Just like that, we have ourselves a super atmospheric city street. I had so much fun building in this style as it's quite different from my typical builds. If you guys want a closer look at the city street, the world download is available on my Patreon. A very special thank you to everyone that supports me there. Thank you so much for watching, and happy building.